Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Phoenix's turn to pick.
Devourer.
Radiant team pick.
Hello, we're back again. SEA Dota here for WePlay Season 3. The group stages continue.
Phoenix's turn to pick.
Best of one on our hands. A full day of casting for WePlay. I think we've got like 8 matches today. Gonna go pretty quickly those. MVP up against TNC. Now, this match I feel is probably one of the most important ones from the SEA group for a long while, actually. Mineski are 4-0. They've already defeated MVP. They've already defeated TNC. Taring are 2-0. They're still having to play up against some of the bigger teams. I think Fnatic is like the final team, the final bigger team from SEA that hasn't played just yet. This match against TNC, currently they're both middle of the table. This could dictate
Phoenix's turn to ban.
Maybe overtakes Mineski, but at this point, welcoming my co-caster Moppax, because the draft looked pretty interesting so far.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. We've got so many games going on today. We're already starting off with, as you mentioned, a very crucial one in terms of wins. You got to get these good wins up against the, the better teams, one might say. Some of the more favored ones, some of the guys who are willing to bring it on out when it comes into those final stages of the preliminaries here. Either way, this draft, we do have the typical kind of drought just being showed up here by MVP Phoenix, but in terms of heroes that are actually going to be in the game, Visage, TNC, we talked about this several times. They always have a plan during the draft where you can kind of sense that what they end up with at the end seems like what they wanted at the beginning anyway. Like maybe in this next phase they're going to be getting that Chen. We saw them run over somebody the other day using the Chen, even though it was like the first time they'd even picked. So if I'm MVP Phoenix, I'm a little worried about that right now. But like Gyro's still in the pool, Wish Doctor's still in the pool, so the tools are definitely still there.
Yeah, it never seems like you get fully outdrafted. It always feels like you're saying, they kind of adapt very well to the situation they put themselves into. It's mark of a good team. Sometimes they do get a little, gung-ho. They go into these lanes and think, we've won the draft, guys. Let's just go and win the game. But obviously, always quite that easy. We did see against Mineski the other day. That's probably one of the closer games we've seen from the SEA group stage. Was Mineski against TNC. They're both pretty bitter rivals from the Philippines, but find out how MVP does here, because currently MVP are 1-1, L 1-2. MVP, I feel, have had this sudden kind of swing in terms of drafting style. Like before we played, they were kind of standard, they're just regular stuff, and then they got completely shit on by an OD, and they're suddenly like, oh, we've got to pick this hero, guys. Like OD is the hero we have to pick, and you'll even see here. When I was casting with March, he was always kind of calling out, the draft. Obviously, he'd be their coach. And like, right, they'll pick this. It's like an algorithm. He knew what they were going to pick. And now it's completely different, because before it was like, okay, we'll come back to this in a second. But before it was like, right, first pick Invoker, then we had like Forev's Lone Druid. Kiro's got his hero, Forev's got his hero. Go to the Witch Doctor Dubu. It was all kind of easy to find out. And there's Witch Doctor for Dubu kind of still sitting on that normal line, but Chaos Knight for TNC.
Yeah, that's a little bit unusual, and they did go with that gyro ban. So I'm still. Are they still like considering a Chen here? Maybe. It is a nice little bit of a setup stun from the Chaos Knight. He's got plenty of damage, even a little bit of minus armor. If you're looking for some Roshaning, this guy's been mixed up just a little bit here. He's still quite the hero. He's also one of those heroes. I don't know about you, but I feel like I see a Chaos Knight in a game and it goes past like 40 minutes. Immediately, like the other team, like their win chance drops by like 10 or 15%. It doesn't matter what the current status of the game is. This hero late game, man. You get some items on top of them, those illusions just become disgusting.
Yeah, it just all becomes about a phantasm, really. It's just, oh god, there's so many Chaos Knights out on the field. We were talking, Ryu and I were talking the other day about OD and Terrorblade, because Taring picked Terrorblade into an OD, and we were like, hang on a second. Surely the illusion's just going to die straight up to the OD. But the thing is, OD doesn't have any items. He can't do anything to the illusions. He just gets run over by the illusions. So even though Chaos Knight, you know, you may think, oh, Phantasm, you're just going to get right-click down, Sandy's Eclipse is going to clear through those illus. Always that simple. When you have what looks like a pretty good early-game lane-winning draft here from TNC, CA has the ultimate, you've got the heal bomb from Dazzle as well, minus armor from Medallion on one of these heroes, the Weave, Niche Prophet probably goes into, you know, an Orchid or a mech, some kind of utility build. Final hero going to be the mid here for TNC, and yeah, honestly, it's Teehee. It could be. But if OD gets crushed in lane, or gets kind of forced into a position where he has to come back into the game, it's difficult for him to do so a lot of the time.
Yeah, and they'll have the Witch Doctor, who's pretty decent in terms of, you know, hanging around that mid lane, TPing in, offering something. Maybe not the Shallow Grave, a Dazzle, not quite as good. I'm wondering if they're thinking about a Lion right now. One of those classic anti-illusion heroes, but against, you know, Chaos Knight, there's just so many. But of course, Lion being one of the people who can instantly take out too, pretty important. And then even like the low cooldown on mana drain can let you maybe even snag up another one. So for now, though, they'll deal with it in a different fashion, and it really is the first massive AoE damage they have. Like Sandy's Eclipse doesn't really do it that much anymore. So you are going to need somebody to try and clean up these illusions. Going to be great up against the pushing Treants as well. I think it's a pretty solid pick here for MVP.
10 seconds.
Good mobility
remaining.
as well, seeing as TNC don't have any kind of instant target disables. There's
5 seconds.
nothing to keep the Ember locked down too much until Nature does get into that Orchid, if that's kind of aims for.
Reserve time.
Now Teehee's hero pool is immense. I'm just gonna kind of leave it at that. You know, he's not limited to any kind of pool of heroes. So here for him towards the mid lane against OD. Usually we kind of see, you know, Razor, Viper, we go back to that kind of style. I'm not sure what else we could add. You know, Death Prophet is still there, potentially. The Clinks is one of Teehee's heroes. But I guess Clinks could do decently against an OD. What else do we actually have? The Juggernaut was actually first phase banned by MVP Phoenix just because of how well TNC run it both mid and safe lane. What are your thoughts for mid hero here?
Well, I don't know, the Invoker is actually still in the pool. I guess it depends on how much you value it. Like, they didn't value it that highly before, and now further changes to the hero, it's not something they want to look towards. SEA is notorious for their Queen of Pain, but I really like Viper, honestly. But of all the things that I'm seeing here,
hello.
You know, and then they just pick a Pugna, so who cares? You know, YOLO, I guess. Just TNC Dota. That's the first time they've even picked Pugna this patch.
I've got a feeling they're going to do something interesting.
Pushy?
Here.
Maybe? I don't know.
I kind of feel like they're going to do Chaos Knight Visage mid, thing like that, and then have like a Pugna Dazzle bot lane. TNC do like their dual lanes. I've honestly got this. I've got this really strong feeling they're going to go Chaos Knight mid with an Iron Talon, and he's going to go and farm jungle while no seriously, while Visage farms mid. They've done this before with other heroes. They might have done it with a CK, which maybe is why I'm thinking of it. But I remember clearly. They did it with a Juggernaut, Juggernaut mid for Teehee, and AU had a Disruptor. What they did was they got Juggernaut the Iron Talon, stayed mid until like level 2 or 3, and then he went into jungle and he allowed Disruptor to get levels. He wasn't getting a lot of farm, but they do like to kind of spread their golden experience early on to get fast level 6s on important heroes. We might see that.
Like, when you ban Io in the second phase, and then you pick Chaos Knight to start off the second phase of picks, you must have something in mind, like not the most common way you see a draft go down. And MVP Phoenix, Enchantress, NA Dota is leaking, but no, it's just a solid hero, honestly. Yeah, it does appear to be the support there, and that's a little bit interesting because you're wondering like how are they going to lane this now? Like Ember Spirit, like who's he going to be up against? I guess if it's just solo Nature's Prophet, fine, and be okay with minimal support from the Enchantress. You can be like doing a little bit of jungle farming at the same time as like kind of hanging out that top lane.
TNC are thinking of running dual lanes. Could even potentially throw Enchantress early into the Radiant jungle here and have like Void Enchantress do off lane.
Oh, that would be so. Isn't Void's you know, not hard enough to deal with already? Enchantress is the worst, man. Oh my god. That hero, you cannot handle her in the off lane.
Doctor Ember up at top. Work out. Right, let's see. We got someone just time walk. Someone zip zapping around. Forev. Poor man.
Forev zipping.
Self down there.
Doesn't he have a ward though? Why is he in such a hurry?
It's just Sonic. Got to go fast. Got to go fast. Febby has the Observer Wards. Orb of Venom as well. Okay. Yeah, let's see what they do here. So it will be Teehee Pugna mid. No funny shenanigans just yet. Raven Chaos Knight down at bot lane with Winter or Sun. Well, Orange doing. Sam H is Nature's Foot. That's probably his best hero. Teams do ban it out and the sec phase up against them.
Yeah.
Just waiting around. Or just wants to see where the lanes are. Honestly, against TNC, it's the best thing to do. Just get the intel, because you're never certain, you're never sure against TNC where they're going to throw these
30
heroes.
seconds to battle.
Yeah, I'm gonna spot the majority though. Oh, I think this new path's over here. Febby would be in some serious trouble.
Surrounded by. Fine. Only a Dazzle and a Pugna. But going back to what we were saying during the draft, against an Ember Spirit, again, you are lacking stuns and disables, especially kind of instant target ones. Come down to TNC, how fast they can push into these tier 1s, and how quickly MVP can kind of react. Because MVP, in the games that I've seen them really over the past, 2 weeks or so, they're very similar to TNC in the fact that laning stage doesn't matter a massive amount to them. They always know when they're strongest and when to kind of abuse their hero spells and take objectives. So MVP will realize here, Void, Ember Spirit, OD, they need a good 20 minutes or so to really kind of hit their stride, get to that peak, the first power spike then really start fighting. So it's going to be about dodging engagements, making sure that your defensive ward coverage is very good, making sure your communication is good as well, because a Profit TP in, turn a tri-lane into a quad lane could be devastating. Oh, Febby. Is he still going to be okay? They're trying to get the... He's dead actually, isn't he? About to slow him down and take him out. Pugna has a lot of base damage with that null plus Fairy Fire as well. Looked like double bounty runes the way of MVP though, so Febby gave his life great good.
Worth. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Either way, I liked everything that you were talking about right there, though. Like, TNC, they just, same thing we said during the draft, they have a plan, and if there's one thing they love, it's, forcing the other team to accommodate to them. Like, a lot of teams, I think, last pick there, they would have went with, like, a Queen of Paint to build an Orchid as a mid-hero that can help deal with the Ember Spirit. That would be your draft, and our game would start. But instead, TNC are the kind of team to say, all right, well, we're going to pick a Pugna, and we're just going to run at you. We're going to make you deal with us. We don't need lockdown for your Ember, because he's going to be dealing with us. We're not dealing with him. You need to stop us from taking all your tier 2s, getting Roshan, and coming high ground.
He's doing a great job mid, actually. The level 1 OD isn't even sure what to level up. No Orb, no Astral. He's like, well, I've been blasted 4 times. The Pugna has like 500 mana and 85 mana cost on his spell. I'm just being like, look at the damage. Teehee. Oh, the Fairy Fire and Salve both popped out by QO.
He's gonna have a bottle here in a second, too. Well, like, what do you do? Because you can just fake out the Nether Blast. It's one of those abilities that Astral shouldn't do anything against.
Teehee might have overstepped, though. They've got Febby coming in from the side, and that's going to be a kill here for him. Even with the decrep, Teehee's dead. Hello?
Oh
God, you have fucked up.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
Oh, dear.
You can't do that.
Like, that... There's no reason for Teehee to survive that. Like, honestly, you take that's a situation
under the tower, honestly.
That's a situation where any player, like, hands off keyboard, I'm dead, I'm just gonna wait until I respawn. But Hero's positioning, fair positioning, they both backed up. Oh dear.
Go to 2 action for you right there.
He's gonna swing back around. Teehee fills his bottle, gets another rune. Hugo has limited regen left in that shared tango. Febby luckily does get the bounty rune down the bottom lane. Get away from the flappy arms of Visage, and that Orb of Venom actually slowing him down a fair amount as Febby more clicks in. Yeah. Forev's doing pretty great at bot lane though, leading in last hits. Chaos Knight, who honestly has great base damage. Sure enough, there is that big kind of difference, 5 to 85. Whereas the 74 is 71 to 77 of Forev's Void. So I guess Forev does have a more consistent, easier way damage to deal with these last hits.
Well, they're looking to put a little bit more pressure. Like first you're bringing your creeps to the mid lane, and now it's the tornado. Mr. Alley down here. So that should give me even more help. Enchantress is just like so great. Remember the last time she was popular? That was kind of her shtick. It was like sending the harpies to the mid lane, you know? They'd show up, they'd do their thing, a little bit of zappy zap, and meanwhile she'd farm the jungle the whole time, whereas now it's more like core role where you're in the off lane actually harassing people. So yourself is a little bit deep there, but you should be okay. They can't even capitalize on this because, well, of course, one thing about Visage is that it's all burst damage right up against this new Faceless Void. So you can't really do anything unless you're killing him.
Run. Visage hide. Is he actually dead here?
Yeah, he's dead.
They're gonna deny the little golem. Oh, he trees and he tangos, but it's not enough. Like it doesn't work that way anymore. You don't get the double HP regen over the same time. It's now double the time, right?
Oh, I don't know. Is it? Don't recall that change.
Sure, that's how it changed. Oh, Febby stunned on the tower, dead to tower hits. I'm pretty certain that's how they changed it. It used to be when
I believe you, Durka.
Maybe when you like tangoed an observer ward or one of those trees, you get
you get
double the amount of HP regen per second over.
Yeah, now it just lasts twice as long.
Yeah,
you're correct. That's what the change was.
So he was trying to do that little trick where it's like, I'm gonna get loads of HP regen, but it doesn't work that way anymore. So kind of waste the oh my god, the branch. QO coming in to try and kill AU, but here we go. Tri lane turned into quad lane. QO pretty screwed. Forever does not have his level 6. And walk himself back a little bit further to safety. A lot of commitment though. Oh, Febby might be stuck as well. Touchable up to level 1, but the damage output here from Teehee body blocks through. And cooldown on blast is ridiculously low. He'll dodge the blast. Ooh. Skipping a jump. I think Teehee still gets this with decrep in 2. He's got vision up on high ground with a creep. He's got the decrep, but will he have the range for the dash? Blast not gonna hit. Febby too fast. Oh boy.
Love Enchantress. An enjoyable hero. So much action, throwing creeps into lanes, sproinking around, boots, 380 move speed. What isn't there to love?
Radiant's top tower is
Meanwhile,
under attack.
The one lane we haven't looked at, the one lane that's kind of going well for MVP.
Yeah.
Ember Spirit free farming 30 and 5. Sector is now pushing into this tier 1 with the help of Dubu. Going pretty well for them. This off-lane Nature's Prophet, you know, sure enough, he's got some last hits. He's looking pretty good. He hasn't died yet either. Free farm Ember Spirit. Trade-off is Chaos Knight not getting a massive amount, you know, 15 and 1. He has half the last hits here of the Ember when really they should be winning all their lanes and looking to push the towers in the next 3 or 4 minutes.
I mean, Forev has 28 last hits. It's an off-lane Faceless Void. He doesn't even have a Plumbing Blade.
I guess Iron Talon is a good kind of comeback mechanism.
Oh,
and if
lane.
you're dominating your lane, why do you need a comeback mechanism? Yeah, you're right, Teehee caught, but the decrep is there, and Febby might be the one in trouble with the Sprout. Sam H, oh what? Is he getting the TD room from Febby, time to turn? Ah, doesn't have enough HP.
Still getting chased down, but he'll give up.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
But they won't. The eye on the centaur from the Alpha Wolf. Oh dear. UO, he's a little bit balls deep. He's stolen a lot of int here with the final Sanity's Eclipse, not enough. 5 HP, the Astral. UO's making damn sure he dies.
Yeah, not this time.
I guess level 1 Astral, yeah, it's not going to finish him, so he did need that final click in.
Oh, now, in terms of the bottom lane, like you have to be so scared as this Chaos Knight now. You can't just like sit up here the whole time. You can't continue the lane as normal because he is the Chronosphere. It's just like kind of the Omni Slash and Juggernaut, right? Like it's such a long duration. Like there's already the TP getting now, but you can just Chrono and then someone can TP. Still probably get the kill in this Chaos Knight. So this lane is now a lost zone, and MP's running away from a Dazzle up here.
Dragon creep wave across. Fine. With the way these lanes are going, let's take a look at hero levels. That's pretty important. You know, Febby's been that distraction, the kind of recon hero running back and died twice. It's 3. Managed to keep Visage and the Dazzle both at bay. You know, they've not been able to stack and pull efficiently or correctly, just from the threat of this Enchantress coming. Then you look at the levels of the cores actually. 3 heroes level Nova on MVP, while you're just hitting level 6 on heroes like the Chaos Knight. halfway through 60 as well. But I rarely look at net worth this early on. I kind of wait until, 10 to 12 minutes to take a look at net worth, but I really want to see this Faceless Void. 3,400 at 8 minutes for an off-lane Void. Looking at about the same for your safe lane Ember Spirit. It's an insane amount to farm.
Yeah, it really is. And he'll jump that Chronosphere down onto 100G Small Sun, so this will be his first kill, as well as if the game wasn't going good enough for him already. So he'll add that onto his tally here. But yeah, I mean, this is exactly what you need from this hero, because he's not one of those heroes that does very well from behind. Like, yeah, he's still an offlaner, and yeah, he's survivable, but honestly, you really want that early blink, and most people, of course, want to get the Vlads first, so you don't get that full initiating power until you have quite a bit of gold, and some teams, like, have even run him in, like, in a safe lane position, trying to do the same kind of idea with, like, a dual offlane to something else, but this is, like, ideal scenario. He ran him offlane, he had a hell of a time, he's gonna come online so early, and it looks like they're set up for a very good mid game.
Hey, we've even seen Synderen run it the other day for State Gaming. He realized, okay, I'm a Void, I'm gonna have to go off lane, but they've got a defense fire lane. Find enemy lines. But he literally went jungle from level 1.
Yeah,
he got like
Iron Talon jungle.
Oh, were you casting that game with me? Maybe you
No,
were.
no, it's just that's what you have to do. I've seen it a few times.
Yeah, but he was like level 4 by 3 minutes 30 or something. Like it was. He's a great jungler with Iron Talon, but I guess who isn't? Honestly, the item's a little bit insane.
Yeah, it is a nice way of opening up the off lane, though. I gotta say, at first I was a hater, but kind of like the way it opens up the hero pools. This QO's invis here.
Good move speed there, but he's just gonna get stuck, sent to another dimension. QO has come in for the kill. Forev takes it. Sage. Gonna try and kill off QO here. They're going with the stun, the deep trap, and blaster. There, they've got the OD. And maybe now Forev's Faceless Void is in a little bit of trouble. Except, no, kidding. Fall down on Time Walk. No damage dealt. Running away. Jumping away. This Faceless Void is untouchable.
Is there a better scaling skill in the game than this right now? It goes from a 24-second cooldown on a ridiculous ability to a 6th cooldown on a ridiculous ability.
I honestly don't know.
It might actually be the best scale in Dota right now.
It has a mana cost of 40. Like that's like cooldown aside, mana cost of 40 is insane. Something that negates all damage done to you in the past 2 seconds. Oh, Visage, you in trouble? It looks like you are.
Having a rough game. All the deaths. He is. Okay, there's one from Teehee, but he's the other 4.
Oh, it's really not what you want. Because, okay, in this situation, majority of the time, you want your Dazzle to be your hard 5. You know, buying all your Obs wards, doing all the kind of, Oh, Raven. Dazzle gets the extra illusion there, but he's taking so much damage down. The Witchtalker comes in with a Death Ward, and that Sandy's Eclipse is enough to take down Teehee as well, maybe here. Tries to drain out Forev, but he jumps himself away. The Witchtalker Buddha Restoration. Oh, plink, plink, plink from that Pugna Ward, but Forev can't find the Pugna. Over the side, yep, down to dead. Finally, Forev sees Teehee 4 down and a tier 1. And this is a complete reversal of what we expected during the draft, you know? TNC were meant to get an early lead, push into towers, but it's MVP that have just outplayed and crushed every single lane.
Yeah, they went for the more standard laning, you know, just to plug them in terms of like what we were kind of talking about with like weird dual lanes and everything. The Nature's Prophet, obviously you can't touch the Ember Spirit, who hasn't even been a part of these fights, by the way. He's 1-0-0 travel now, so now he might eventually show up here, but it's just the rest of the squad. Like, you can't give Faceless Void that much, and Visage, I guess, is just a major mistake. Like, died so many times, he just can't contribute anything against Forev whatsoever. What can you do? Just backtracks it. Well, Time Walks it, but they should rename it to Backtrack, honestly. That would please me greatly. Like, you don't even go that far with it anymore. It's more Backtrack than it is Time Walk.
Yeah.
Everyone buys Blink Dagger. I should start a petition. It worked for, was it Cloak and Dagger? It's like the new permanent, was it permanent visibility that got changed?
Oh, from Ricky.
Yeah, Reddit did it. I mean, can't I do it? They changed the skill name.
Reddit, though?
Oh.
Good aggressive ward placed between tier 1, tier 2. It's gonna be Teehee that gets found here initially. Change
walk onto AU.
Well, they're gonna kill multiple heroes here. One's dead, the secondary one up on the high ground. Forev chases down, he needs it back. He gets in there with the damage, they've got the cast and the death ward. Oh, it bounces back onto the Visage, and down he goes as well. 4-12. The score 13 minutes in, and I think it's getting close to game over, unless MVP makes a massive
Radiant's
mistake.
middle tower is under attack.
Or a series of massive mistakes, even.
I mean, the road back is so hard for TNC. They don't have any of those tools of the videos you see or the games you've seen where the comebacks happen. Like, there's no massive AoE. The only way they win this game is a series of massive mistakes, as you said, by MVP, and then they have to capitalize on it through split pushing through a Nazer's Prophet, like Phantasms. He needs like Drum's Armlet in the next 3.5 minutes or something. Just isn't going to happen in order to actually put enough damage to kill somebody on the side of MVP. And that's all while they have to deal with Chrono and a Mega Farm Ember Spirit, ratting the entire map.
10,000 net worth lead.
Radiant's top tower is
15
under
minutes in,
attack.
put the graphs off because it looks like TNC weave up on themselves, want to try and fight into this. Club delivered Void. No. Up on the high ground, the time dilation is there, but Forev's stunned up. Guess what? He can just take all that damage off with a 3-man Chrono here. Cask is bouncing back onto the support. Forev slowed down a little bit. And QO doesn't want to go into this just yet. He's holding onto that fan, but gets a little more intelligence stolen. Maybe. He's just working around in the back end and is dead. Taken out by the Void. Finally, TNC got a kill onto that Witch Doctor, but so distant from an actual team fight victory. Forever just keeps jumping up onto the high ground. He doesn't care. All that mana being returned back to him. QO does get a good eclipse, but it's not a massive amount of damage. Finally, though, Mental Protector comes in with a DPS. In with a Flame Guard. Damage is here onto Raven as well. Teehee gone. Impetus out from Febby. And now they're going to secure that Roshan for themselves.
And Face's Void is just like showing off because he's so good here right now. Time dilation cannot be undervalued. The way it affects heroes like Chaos Knight, who love to throw out multiple stuns, you know, one of his big factors is you level up Reality Rift for that 6-second cooldown. I think he used it once that whole fight. Like, he got time dilated twice, he got chronoed as well. There's just not a lot of, you know, space to do anything when you have to deal with that, and they did a really good job of being aware of the Pugna Ward too. Like, he saw QO like hesitating a bit during the Chronosphere, kind of waited out. He didn't just try and like Q dumpster for the ulti. Like, they knew they could take the fight anyway, and in the end, they're still far ahead.
Poor little Visage, buying all the wards. No medallion, no ags for him. And what we're looking at for the Dazzle actually, earn Arcane, Bracer. Guess this Pugna's gonna go for Ether Lens. Building into it, Ring of Health plus Arcane Boots, just need recipe now, but the wrap-in MVP, they're ready to fight some more. They've taken down tier 1s everywhere across the board. There's 2 tier 2s standing still. Not for long. Joe has the Aegis drums, he's tanked all hell. He'll go into a 4-staff or a Rod of Atos next, but guy who was, you know, like 0-2 the first 5 minutes of the game is super close to Aghanim Scepter.
Radiant's top tower.
Yeah, I mean, they've got 4 heroes on top of the net worth chart, so everyone's farmed at this point. Just complete map dominance. The Aether Lens you mentioned, have you seen the like hidden nether wards and everything from this now because of the range? So it's kind of akin to like the death wards now from Aether Lens as well, so I think it's a solid item.
Radiant's top
But
tower.
will it be enough? I'm not too certain.
Forev's making here, or an SNY. He's actually picked up a Yasha. A Blink Dagger from QO, okay. No 4-staff or Rod of Atos, just go straight for the mobility. Guess against the Chaos Knight, mobility is great, you know? Try and dodge out Reality Rift, get yourself off the high ground somewhere. That's what Forev's been doing the majority of the time.
It is kind of an odd choice, like, I mean, he's rich enough that he can get Yasha and still have Blink in like a minute and a half if he really wants to, which I feel like he would.
Big thing for QO also is you can blink onto like the Nether Ward, take it out, blink past Chrono, get himself into a better position, decrep onto Visage, gonna keep him alive a little bit longer. Forev dropping low, but yeah, goodbye damage. Time walks it all off. Sam H is shredded by the OD. Point. TNC, they're all cooped up inside their bases. The damage from MP is great. QO has Aegis, blink straight on him. Looks for the kills, and Raven gonna fall shortly after. They're being dived. Tier 3s mean nothing to MVP. As Teehee, there's the blink again from QO.
Radiant's middle tower is
I
under
think
attack.
you just call it. TNC have pride.
the kind of team to not do that. They always seem to let it ride out a lot of the time. They'll just kind of sit in. You know, oh, come on. End it the old-fashioned way. We'll be here waiting.
We shall not surrender. We will be here until our throne is dead. Sam H. Well, certainly dead, my friend. QO, again, just blinking forward aggressively. He's got a secondary life. He doesn't care. The pure damage from Enchantress and the Outworld Devourer is just too much. Pass here as TNC. I mean, honestly.
I know they don't
hello?
call GG that much, but I'm expecting Winter to just do it. Also, just like GG, I'm like done with this game, man. I have 8 deaths on a Visage. Get me out of here.
He's putting his familiar. Look, he's microed his familiar into the tower. Oh, he's moving it now. He managed to actually put the familiar inside the tower, which I thought was kind of cute. Well, one Rax has fallen 18 minutes in, and MVP. Oh, what? Oh, QO. QO is.
Is it S&Y build? Classic.
I think he's making Manta style, honestly. I don't know why, but...
I mean, they've already got one up on Forev.
Oh, goodness gracious me.
I guess it makes sense for Decrep.
Yeah. Well, Sam H. Did he just TP in there?
Dashed.
Dead.
No, he was just kind of like chilling in there.
One last fight for them. They've got Phantasm. If only CK was level 11.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Or had a completed item would also be great. That would be the ideal scenario, I think.
Oh, give me a stand, give me anything.
Radiant's
A horse. Victory for my horse. Chaos Knight, just give your mount away. Aegis is finally gone, so MVP do not have back on the OD anymore, but yeah, Sand Yasha. The good old OD Sand Yasha. Now I'm a big advocate of this build, you know. I've tinkered with intelligence heroes going S&Y. One of my favorites was Mid Lion with Sand Yasha. But good.
I mean, it doesn't give you any of the you know, mana pool increase or int items in general in terms of doing anything for your hero, but well, it seems pretty popular. Had a couple people going for it at the MDL, I do believe. Shown up a few times. Might be the next big thing, guys. Watch out.
Out for the OD with S&Y.
With the blink drums, S&Y OD. Hide your pubs. Alright.
Oh dear,
There's the Aghanim Scepter. Final countdown. The Nether Ward's down, so that's like the end of this fight.
Ah, the Nether Ward's gone. Let's just go up and kill it off. Order the series chains. Forev looking for something. He doesn't have a chrono, but I don't even need it. The Grave on the Sam H will keep him alive a little bit longer. They've managed to take out the Witch Doctor on the back, and now the drain comes from Teehee. Oh, Alki Rift. Way. Had a remnant available. Gonna regen himself back up. The chrono does go down onto 3 in QO. He's got the hammer. He's gonna drop it and takes down both of them. Raven is now without mana, without life, without a home to go back to. GG is called MVP Phoenix. I mean, that just puts you easy.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. The lanes just broke down. Like, we talked about how you would think that they would have an advantage in the laning phase from TNC, but that Faceless Void just proved to be too difficult to deal with just the Visage to back up the Chaos Knight. They never really felt like they could get on top of him, you know? There was no, like, stun, even an attempt into, like, some burst damage or anything like that. It was just couldn't be done with Febby. Like, yeah, he was a low level, but he was moving around the map, make stuff happen. And Enchantress, Faceless Void, two heroes that are